Nowadays, it seems the modern shopping experience is made for those who know exactly what they're looking for. But where's the discovery, the inspiration, the treasure hunt? Instead, what if you could find that special item at a great price, help save the environment, and make a lasting impact in your community?
You all set?
Well, now you can. Shop, donate, volunteer at your local Habitat Restore today.
Second matchup of the year between the Brampton Steelheads and the Niagara IceDogs. As we look at starting goaltender, Zach Bowen got his first ever victory as a Brampton Steelhead. Opening night on September 19th, making 19 saves in a 4-1 win over Niagara. He started all but one game this year. Vladislav Yermolenko is in net for Niagara, and for the first time since September 26th and 27th that the IceDogs have started a goalie in back-to-back games, and Yermolenko has won 2 in a row with points in his last 3. So the IceDogs really right now enjoying a softer part of their schedule in terms of having a lot of days off. They last played Sunday afternoon, and that was a 4-3 overtime victory versus the Erie Otters. Brampton also played on Sunday a 7-2 victory over the Otters, and that was after they got thrashed a couple times by the Brantford Bulldogs, 7-3 and 9-3 respectively. We'll get our first whistle, 12 seconds in. This great rivalry has seen lots of good hockey. Ed Burkholder, another chapter to be written tonight.
One thing that Brampton is very good, that was a great example of last sequence, is regrouping in the neutral zone, where they go D-to-D, swing, and get the puck in the offensive zone.
And of course, we know how different this Brampton team is, as they really got ravaged by the NCAA, losing Porter Martone, Jack Ivankovic, expected to be key cogs and or trade pieces depending on circumstances. Carson Rakoff moved on, Luke Misa moved on, Rick Van Richter, he stuck around and he shoots one rolling wide of the net. Witkowski gets it back to the line, gets the return feed. Good pressure here by Brampton. Fibbiger activated off the point, and Fibbiger, great save by Yermolenko. He just absolutely robbed Jakob Fibbiger.
And the game plan tonight for Brampton, set the pace and lock it in. And Dotson, that's a great example on that last sequence by Brampton. Force Niagara at the blue line. For Niagara, commit to that 3 zone. Make all 3 zones a work zone. Provide the back pressure. Allows your D to step up if you pick up. And commit to O-zone time. Just over in and get to chasing pucks.
And Fibbiger should be on page 1 of the scouting report for Brampton with 10 points in 8 games, and he almost added an 11th point and a 5th goal. IceDogs responding with pressure. Reisnecker will roll one wide of the net. Karam, that Bowen couldn't cover up. Out front they go! Kevin He shot it wide. He was all by himself. So the teams have traded outstanding scoring opportunities, and we haven't yet played 90 seconds of this game. And so Brampton in full retreat mode, trying to get the puck out, and they do. Tiller played it forward beyond Sherratt. And Bowen is there to usher it to David Green, who plays with brother Peter Green, Peter being the younger brother.
How about Kevin He and Zod on that forecheck where they just kind of paralyzed Brampton in their own zone?
So here comes Peter Green with a pass on the left side. And looking to chase it down was Troy Patton. Patton will pick up the puck near the corner. Spins one all the way back. Peter Green will dump one down low. Ardaugh will look to move it, but Del Elche is right on top of him. Gallianoff looking to retrieve the puck. And the puck does come free. Peter Green whipped it through the blue ice out the other side. Reed Gee, who just playing in his 3rd game of the season, the defense partner of Peter Green, will get a whistle, and we've played 2:24 of the first.
NHL prospects trading opportunities here. Fibiger is going to be the first one. The D-man drafted by the Seattle Kraken just cuts through the blue paint and goes backhand, and Kevin He of the Winnipeg Jets is going to do a good job just getting net front right here and just misses the net by inches.
Did you see that little skyward look that Kevin He did after?
Yes.
He felt he had buried that one for sure.
And I don't think it was a thank you to the hockey gods.
No. McGregor Richmond booted the former Kitchener Ranger Justin Botno coming in for the draw. Siphoned around, and Doherty, who missed the game on Sunday, tried to play it. Artem Frolov looking up ice, tipped in by Cooksey. Monks looks to follow it up. Guy back. Peter Green reversed one, and Botno will look to turn it up ice, but he's going backwards with the puck, and that's always a risky move. Around it goes for Peter Green. Cooksey with a bump on the forecheck, and it's kept in by Doherty. Good energy and good forechecking showed by this line of Monks, Doherty, and Cooksey. Cooksey being an overager as the Ice Dogs settled their overage situation. We saw Andrew Wysick last week leave. He's playing for the Trenton Golden Hawks and has 5 points in his first 2 games as a Golden Hawk. Ice Dogs also parted ways with import Mathieu Spett this week as they look to stabilize their roster. Zabeski picking up a loose puck. He goes back to the line. It's across for Von Richter via Fibiger. Yermolenko with the save, and he holds on.
You know, we talk about simple hockey and committing to playing hockey in the offensive zone. Frolov does a great job here, Steve. He just moves his feet, gets it up in a hurry, and then it's a chip, and then the Ice Dogs go to the forecheck. Great job here. F1 pressure, F2 support. They're going to seam up the boards, get Brampton to retreat, and you can see, look at 1-9 in white, does his job. F2 goes to the side hash marks, and they end up getting possession. That's what we're talking about. Commit to that play in the O-zone.
Von Richter sends one down low. It skips all the way around, and Wasselin looks to move it for Niagara. Bank pass finds its mark in Robrick. Good pass up for Patterson. Wasselin going to the net. Fibiger took it away. If Patterson was able to center it, Wasselin had a clear path to the Brampton net. Von Richter goes cross ice. Pass will go to the middle, and trying to make a play on it was Josh Avery, who Al spoke of up off the top, has been an outstanding acquisition for Brampton. He's got goals in 5 of his 6 games since joining the Steelheads. Only a price of a 3rd and a 5th rounder in 2029. Fibiger is back. Ushers one around. Von Richter couldn't move it very far. Sherratt had it taken away. Here's a pass directed towards Robrick, and now Sherratt with a feed, and Julian DeMiglio gets stapled hard by Del Elche. Hard hitting here in the early going as Zada was throwing his weight around. Now it's a 3-on-2. Kevin He led a little bit too much with the pass. He'll turn back at the half boards and gets hit by Zabeski, but is able to send it down low. Great body position by Zada, and he almost had Edgar. Here's DeMiglio, stripped from behind by Kevin He. Ryerson Edgar battling with Eglinton right on top of him. Drop pass, Frolov, lots of time and space, and it's turned aside by Bowen. Strong work by Edgar to set that up, and Zabeski is away with a feed, and the puck will get chipped in. Lead pass, stretch pass finds Wraith Smith. And Smith had Patton to deal with, and he took it away. Gallianov sends one down low. Reed Guy looks to move it up. Spencer, the big man, jumped up and kept it in for Niagara. Good pace and energy by both teams, and Niagara's got a good forecheck going. Ardahl will come down with a sharp angle shot, stopped by Yermolenko. He's able to cover up the rebound as we're 9 seconds away, Ed, from the 6-minute mark of the first.
So Steve Edgar's just this rookie that's come into the Ontario Hockey League, and it seems every shift he's doing something to get our attention. Now watch number 7, he's carrying the puck right now, takes a look to see if he's got any options. They're going to give him a lane. Has the composure to hold on. Little drop right here, boom, and then goes off for a change. This is a rookie in the Ontario Hockey League making plays like this. Outstanding.
will be leaving Niagara, heading out to Nova Scotia with others for the World U17 Challenge coming up in November. Peter Green of Brampton also part of that team. Daniels is back. Here's McGregor Richmond. And he turns it up ice with a feed for Botno. Botno will gain the zone with a move, but then he lost it, and it's slammed to center by Spencer. And a long shoot-in, parried aside by Yermolenko. And we'll get a break in the action. 6:14 in the books. No score between Brampton and Niagara on the OHL tonight on your TV.
Across the nation, the Canadian Hockey League is known for investing in moments like this. But did you know we're also investing in this? Through the CHL Scholarship Program, clubs award nearly $10 million each year. The CHL, developing tomorrow's leaders.
We talked about for the Niagara IceDogs in the game plan to get back and provide that back pressure, allows your D to step up. Del Elche has a great read. He steps up, takes his player out, and diffuses that situation. Why? Because he knew he had some IceDogs coming back and providing that back pressure. And we talk about having the luxury as a D that you could step up and make that play instead of backing in on your goaltender because the forwards aren't around. I like Niagara's game right now. They're bringing some energy and they're working diligently in all three zones. Now, stay the course.
Gonna put on my black cloak. Halloween is next weekend. The IceDogs do have no shots, though, so far.
After all that.
I'm the reality check. Here's Von Richter. Ideal in fact said.
Someone licked the red off your lollipop this morning. That's for sure.
Von Richter will shoot one in for Brampton. Sharp angle attempt in front with Sherratt cruising, and that didn't work. Back it goes. Here's Von Richter. Shot through a crowd, never got through, hit a body out front. Von Richter might try again. This time he lifts a backhander. And Sherratt will pick it up from Stankoven. Couple players go tumbling, and Del Elche with a chance to move it. Wasslin, though, gets stood up by Fibiger, shot off the outside of the net. Fibiger in deep in the play, sets it up, a one-timer, rifled wide by Stankoven. Good pressure here by the Steelheads. They've got the IceDogs hemmed in. Fibiger will keep it in. A little time and space to work with for the import. One-timer by Avery off the heel of his stick. IceDogs still can't clear. An opportunity perhaps for Riley Patterson, but he turns into trouble. And it gets chopped forward by Robrecht, but kept in by Avery. Steelheads start a change, and that might allow the IceDogs to maybe move the puck out of their zone as Tiller will settle things down. IceDogs will get a change in.
Great play by Reisnecker just to reverse it to Tiller, knowing he had to get off and the IceDogs had to change. Give the Overager Tiller an opportunity to slow things down and make a play.
Reisnecker, one of 6 IceDogs ranked by the NHL Central Scouting Bureau for the upcoming NHL draft, listed as a C-level prospect, which would place him 4th, 5th round. Here is Chanowski. Del Elche back for Chanowski, the Welland product forward. Zada tips it in. He's going to chase David Green. Puck around, stopped by Edgar, and Edgar fights in the corner, backhands it to the line, kept in by Del Elche. He sends it right back down low, and Edgar lost his footing or had his skates taken from under him by David Green, and IceDogs fight hard to keep it in, but they're unable to do so. Zada, cross ice. Edgar was flying, but that pass was also moving pretty fast. Cross ice feed picked up by Ethan Zada. We'll leave it for Edgar, but a little uncomfortable footwork by Zada results in an offside.
Brampton is a team that likes to generate between the dots, and Stankoven is going to be open. Watch number 97 right here. He's going to get to a real smart place. Boom, there's a quick shot, goes wide. Avery's going to get a same attempt. Keep your eyes on number 89 in blue. See how he just kind of springs back, presents an outlet there for a quick shot. So there's 2 opportunities that Brampton got. And something that they're very, very good at is generating offense is in that sweet spot between the dots.
A lot of people had Brampton pegged for missing the playoffs this year, but they've hung in there at 5-5 so far. Reed standing up pat with a decent hit. Spencer plays it around. It's going to be kept in by Von Richter, and he sent one down low. Puck is taken by Frolov, and Frolov looks to move it up. Hayden Reed looking to the middle, drifts one through. Gallianoff crossing to the right side in business with a feed for Smith, who gets all turned around. And then the pass is beyond Eglinton, and it's all the way down inside the Niagara zone where Frolov will restart. Gallianoff didn't get cleanly. Smith able to rattle it in. Hayden Reed turns, and he was looking for Gallianoff. Pass was behind him, though, and Peter Green will skate it to center ice and backhand one in off Doherty. Right in on Yermolenko. Great pass for Reed, and Reed by himself will take the wise approach and fire one in and allow Doherty to look to pick up the battle.
Real smart read by Reed. I've been waiting a while to say that. But you see how he scanned, saw that he didn't have options, get it in deep, and go for a break.
Penalty coming up on the play to Brampton as Yermolenko gets to the bench for the extra attacker, and as it's touched by Fibiger, the IceDogs are going to get the first power play of the evening.
Just real quick before we get to the infraction, Steve, this is the offensive opportunities. You could see that Brampton's generated 146 and scored on 31. Niagara's generated 167, and that's one thing that Brampton is working on, is getting between those dots and getting some quality opportunities. They've got a couple here in this first period with 4 shots on Yermolenko so far, but it's Niagara to the power play.
IceDogs, Ed, still waiting for their first shot. They might get it on this power play. Too many men on the ice against Brampton is the call, as Botno will serve it, and Reisnecker feed. Robrick leads the IceDogs with 3 power play goals. He's got the puck now at the half boards. Back it goes for Reisnecker. He looks for Robrick, and Robrick's looking for that angle. There's a one-timer, scores! He is lethal on the power play. Robrick opens the scoring.
NHL first round, you say? Yep. It's a power play goal by Robrick, and he is in position A to receive this puck. Real smart play by Reisnecker. He's just going to drop it. Robrick sees he's got a little bit of an outlet. It's a give and go, and it's a quick catch and release by Big 25. It's 1-0 Niagara. What a goal.
Doherty with the setup on the play, Ed. And 6th overall of the season for Ryan Robrick. 75th career goal for 25.
Such a pretty goal. Let's show it one more time. And Robrick does a great job of just a give and go. And I like Reisnecker, a little patient right here. Gives the puck, give it, now get in the hole, puck ready, boom.
And you could see, Ed, the IceDogs were looking to set up Robrick. Del Elche will clear it down the ice, and that will be icing against Niagara with 9:16 to go in the first period.
Take a look at both teams on the defensive side of the puck as far as giving up opportunities and goals against. And you can see Brampton, 124, very stingy giving up opportunity in their own zone, and that's just James Richmond hockey. And for Niagara, they've let 219 opportunities happen in that D zone, something they need to improve upon.
And only 1 game difference, Ed, between the two teams. And Brampton's numbers might be skewed a little bit by the 16 goals they gave up in 2 games against Brantford last weekend. Sherratt gets it back to the line. Shot by David Green, never got through. And we got a broken stick as well. Wasselin broke his stick. Picked up by Shanowski. He slams one in. Patterson, who had the overtime winner Sunday against Erie, couldn't do much with it. Kevin He, energetic on the forecheck. He'll pick up the puck. Skating beautifully as always. Then he gave the puck away, and it was tipped out on a good play by Zabeski. Kevin He fights to get down the left wing. He's inside the zone. Edgar on the pursuit. Zada with the support in the slot for He. Drops it off for Frolov. Frolov goes back across. Shot by Kevin He. Turned aside by Bowen. Good setup by FloHockey. Here's Fibbiger looking to move the puck. Von Richter reaching behind him, and he's able to get it forward as D'Amiglio fought to get it inside the zone, but it'll all break down and whistle 8 even to go in the first.
Just want to show another example of Niagara being strong on the forecheck tonight. Edgar again, watch the rookie number 17. He's going to end up going to the puck as F1 right here. Look at his positioning. His stick is down. He wants to take the stick away from the defender. Does a great job. Good support by F2. Leads to an opportunity by the Niagara IceDogs. And we talked about Niagara, Steve. Get to that forecheck because you will create offense and get some opportunities.
Shot right off the draw, turned aside by Yermolenko. Yermolenko also listed by NHL Central Scouting as a C-level prospect. Goaltender Matthew Humphreys right now in Aurora, playing for the Aurora Tigers, is a W-level prospect. He's got all sorts of physicality at the blue line with Gallianoff and Reed involved.
Jimmy Thompson's done a great job in Aurora with the Aurora Tigers. What an organization that is.
Nice hits along the boards, knocking down Ty Daniels. And the puck is to center. Have you ever been to watch a game in that old barn in Aurora?
I have not.
It makes the Jack Gately stolen away by Reed, and he is robbed by Zach Bowen. I'll finish that thought in a little bit. And we got some pushing and shoving.
Can I say it one more time? Reed had a good read.
Yeah. Solid read, in fact.
Watch 16. Does a good job of intercepting this puck. And Brampton's going to try to regroup, which they're good at. Great stick detail here by Reed, and it's just a 1-on-0. Tries to go 5-hole on Bowen, and Bowen closes the door.
I'll finish my thought about the Aurora Community Center. It makes Jack Gatecliff Arena look like an Olympic ice surface. It's tiny in there.
You know what? I think I was there maybe in 2007, if I'm not mistaken, on a blistery February evening.
Well, you would have been there watching, probably, I think, Marty Williamson coach an Aurora team back then.
That would make sense.
On a Royal Bank Cup with them. Nyman keeps the puck in. Ardahl looked to cycle one down low. That's going up in the air, but not out of play. And then it goes straight up and loops inside the Steelhead zone. Doherty in hot pursuit, but nice work by David Green to win that race, and cycled by Ardahl. Picked up by Shinowski, kept in by Von Richter. Von Richter fights and tried to stick handle his way through, and that will result in a breakaway. Cooksey, does he have the angle? He sure does with a move. Oh, baby, what a goal! Overage magic for Cole Cooksey, and it's 2-0.
Cooksey does a great job here. He's going to get possession. Look, he's all smiles. He gets possession, watch 22 in white, and he is absolutely gone. Ends up getting Bowen to commit down, and then just held on it, went to the backhand deke. Watch this. Gorgeous goal. Head up, looking for options, get him to commit, now go to the backhand, and he beats the netminder. That's a giant goal for Niagara, making it 2-0. Look at head up, get him to commit, backhand.
So Cooksey, who played the last 2 years with the Salmon Arms Silverbacks in the BCHL, now has his second career OHL goal. He's the rare overage rookie. Stankoven in there looking for it. Patterson will pick it up. Robrick is off and running. He'll cut through the middle, pick up the puck. Oh, what a feed back to Patterson. Great save made by Bowen. And Stankoven looks to move the puck back in transition. So Zach Bowen, the stats, Ed, won't look good with 2 goals on 5 shots, but he's made a couple of 10-bellers to keep this at 2-0. Robrick cross ice for Patterson again. And Patterson will cut to the outside, go inside, and Peter Green played the body, and Reed Gee is there to clean it up. Avery cross ice. Peter Green will jump into the rush from the defense position, then he fanned on it, and Reisnecker looked to play the body. D'Amiglio will send one down low, and Reisnecker will reach for it and cycle one back for Grayson Tiller. So we were beyond the halfway point of the first period, and IceDogs had no shots. Now With 5 minutes to go in the first, they've got 2 goals on 5 shots and a 2-0 lead. Zabeski looking to change that narrative, but Tiller with a good defensive play. And a big hit thrown by Zada. Here comes Edgar down the right side inside the zone, joined by He and Zada. He there to provide some support, and he's looking to shove Zach Nyman, and the puck will come free. Chance for the Steelheads to move it, and Botno does. He'll get it to DeMiglio, shoots one in. Botno energetic. He's burst in on the forecheck, spun around by Tiller, and Tiller will reverse one around. Trying to make a play with a little head fake was Daniels. Puck will go back to the line. Green will send one down low. Back it goes, long shot by David Green. Deflecting away from the net. Loose puck picked up by Daniels, goes back to Nyman, who's got to reach for the pass, and David Green will send one down low. Puck is back to the line, kept in by Daniels, pinballs around for McGregor. Richmond with a move, and then he tried to chip one past Yermolenko. Back it goes, there's Green, shot gloved by Yermolenko. He will hold on. 3:49 to go in the first period. A look at the ex-Kitchener Ranger Botno as we go to break on the OHL Tonight on your TV.
If you've witnessed a crime or suspect criminal activity and want to remain anonymous, leave your tip at crimestoppersniagara.ca or call 1-800-222-TIPS.
Ty Daniels, that young man in the center of your screen, will be our first intermission guest, a Grimsby, Ontario native, now playing for the Steelheads. Highlights and analysis as Ed and Steve break things down, and we'll bring you up to date on all the scoring here in period number 1. Gentlemen?
Robrick made a beautiful play, Steve, just right before the TV timeout. Watch number 25, receives the puck, and then look at this little backhand pass to Patterson. Patterson knew that he was going to get that puck back from Robrick. There's 2 future NHL players moving the puck together. Spectacular.
One drafted and signed already, and one going to be drafted awfully high as the catching mitts of Yermolenko gets tested again by Fibiger.
Robrick does it again, too. I like the way he's moving the puck tonight. Just he's keeping his head up, sees that he has an outlet without hesitation. Look at, he's going to scan. Boom. Nice little pass to Patterson again. And Patterson knows when 25 gets that puck, start heading up the ice, you're going to get it.
We know he's got the great shot. We know he's devastating on the power play. The passing is one of the more underrated skill sets for Ryan Robrick. Doherty tries to move the puck and can't. Von Richter will send one down low, centered out front, and Shanowski was there to help deny that, and it's lifted out.
Shanowski's, again, it's tonight, every shift he's getting my attention with those little detailed, simple plays.
Game number 150 in the OHL tonight, by the way, for Shanowski. Puck will come back, high slot, Von Richter, where the move goes across. And then Eggleton was unable to pick the puck up. Fibiger had to hustle to keep it in, and he does. Loose puck, and it's chopped out by Doherty. Cooksey in there on the forecheck. Beautiful goal for Cooksey for the second of his OHL career. Both here at home at the Meridian Center. Fibiger will settle. Fibiger coming off a game against Erie. He had 3 points and was +6. He and his defense partner, Von Richter, were both +6. Here's Froloff. Cross-size feed interrupted by Avery. Sherratt is in. Great play by Spencer. Sherratt follows it up with a backhand. And that one went wide. Puck moved forward, and it's behind Wasselin. This line of Robrick, Patterson, and Wasselin might be finding some chemistry here as Robrick tried to feather one out, blocked by Avery, and Robrick pulled it out, and a hand pass will give us a whistle with 2:11 to go in the first.
Brampton did a great job. You talk about face-off assignments and generating some offense. They're going to win it and then get it right to the point. Nice DDD, Kaking. And Yermolenko, I like the fact, there's so much to watch on that simple little play, but Yermolenko is shuffle, 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 knowing that's going D to D, and he gets out the blue paint sheets and makes a nice save.
D'Amiglio and Zada on the draw in the offensive zone for the Steelheads. Sebeski couldn't make a play off the draw. He will pick out Edgar. Edgar checking over his shoulder, and then he gets dumped in the corner by David Green. D'Amiglio played it forward. Sebeski initiating some heavy contact against Tiller. Puck is picked up by Edgar, and D'Amiglio took a pretty good run at him. Here is Sebeski, stripped to the puck in the neutral zone. Zada gets tumbled. There's a penalty coming up on the play. And the Ice Dogs, Ed, are going to get a late power play here. Tripping is the call. And it looks like it's D'Amiglio to the box.
Yeah, and this was just smart hockey by the Niagara IceDogs. And this is the second penalty they've drawn tonight by just being real simple. Now watch Niagara commit to the back. Zada, great job right there. Now Tiller can step up, make a play. Now Kevin, he supports the puck, he gets back and helps, and it's possession in favor of the Niagara IceDogs, and it leads to the infraction called. And it's going to give Niagara their second power play of the first period, and it's just good hockey that's going to get you opportunity.
Ice Dogs were 0 for 8 against the Steelheads on opening night, and 1 for 1 here tonight as they are now at 16% on the power play. Wasselin with a shot, toe save by Bowen, and there was Robrick lurking and looking for a rebound. Rhymes Bettdecker offering at the puck to try and keep it in, and the puck is cleared down the ice. Steelheads with a quick change. They're 16th, by the way, on the power play. Now have given up 14 goals on 50 attempts. Wasselin, good move, and then it hits a skate and will skip to the neutral zone where Reisnecker is back to pick it up.
Reisnecker keeps making passes like that. His stock's going to go up in the NHL draft.
A lot to like about him. 6'3", rangy. Robrick pulls the trigger, hit the goalpost straight up in the air for the rebound as everybody was looking for it.
That looked like it went through Bowen and then hit the post.
Froloff wires one in. Kevin He on the forecheck. Zada there to support. Patterson reaching for it, and it's cleared. As Froloff will maybe wind it up for one more rush for Niagara in this period. The power play will carry over unless they get one in the last 10 seconds. Here comes Kevin He with a drop pass. Shot coming by Edgar, looking top corner, and he didn't miss by much. And it'll skip into the netting for a whistle.
Edgar was looking for that top shelf right over the box glove of Bowen. And boy, Niagara drumming up some opportunities. 7-7 in the shots on net. All even Steven.
Ice Dogs are looking for a clean face-off win, Ed, and one more opportunity in the period with 4.5 seconds to go. Scrambled and cleared, and that'll do it for period number 1. Well, the Ice Dogs were slow out of the gate. They didn't record their first shot until we were in the second half of the first period, but they were flying since then. 2-0 Niagara, 1 period in the books here at the Meridian Center on the OHL Tonight on your TV.
Happy in My Home is a Niagara nonprofit agency who equip older adults and adults living with disabilities with the services they need to live independently in their own home. A wide range of programming has been developed to fit the specific needs of our clients. Visit happyinmyhome.ca to learn more about what we do, our proud history of service to Niagara, and current volunteer opportunities.
Hi, Hi, I'm Liz.
And I'm Kara.
We're both registered kinesiologists, and you can join us every Monday through Friday for seated and standing exercise on health and fitness on your TV.
But on those days that I feel empty, you're on the other side of the phone.
Remember, you're not alone. Distress Center Niagara provides support one connection at a time. Call, text, and chat options are available 24/7. Visit DistressCenterNiagara.com for more information.
If you've witnessed a crime or suspect criminal activity and want to remain anonymous, leave your tip at crimestoppersniagara.ca or call 1-800-222-TIPS.
Back inside the Meridian Center in St. Catharines, a 2-0 IceDogs lead through 20 minutes of play over the visiting Brampton Steelheads. And good enough to join us now, Grimsby, Ontario native Ty Daniels. And Ty, Al Galloway with you here, and you were drafted by the Steelheads in the 7th round last year, and you played last season for the Buffalo Junior Sabres under-16 program. How'd that assist you in making the transition to the OHL, and what's been the biggest transition you had to make?
Playing in Buffalo, it prepared me a lot. It's great development there. We had good coaches. I would say the biggest transition is just the speed, thinking the game at the pace of the next level has been the biggest transition, but I think Buffalo prepared me well for that.
And being a Grimsby native, what's it like getting back to the Niagara region and play in front of family and friends here at the Meridian Center?
It's awesome. I grew up coming to games here, so it's pretty cool to be playing in one in front of my all my family and friends.
And the expectations of James Richmond as you make the transition to OHL hockey, what has he had to say to you?
He just wants me to keep working hard and try to make the most of the minutes I get.
And last but not least, trailing by a pair going into the second period, what do you got to do next?
We got to come back. We've been in this situation before, and we've been a good team when we're coming back, and I have confidence in our group that we'll come back here tonight.
Ty Daniels, thanks very much for this. Best of luck in your OHL career, and we hope to see you again down the road.
Thank you.
Ty Daniels of the Brampton Steelheads. He and his teammates trail by 2 after 20 minutes. When we come back after the break, Steve and Ed to break things down for you. Stay with us. You're watching the OHL tonight on your TV.
Start Me Up Niagara's Mobile Closet provides free seasonal clothing to those in need across the region. Donations help keep the closet stocked and ensures the volunteer team can continue to provide this vital service. More information is available online, including a list of current needs and donation drop-off details. Niagara's Mobile Closet, making clothing accessible for all.
Have an event coming up? Need help spreading the word? Reach your community through Your TV. Promote your nonprofit event for free on TV and online. Visit yourtv.tv for details. Your TV, truly local.
My time in the OHL allowed me to prepare for life as a professional hockey player at a young age. The development opportunity players are provided by playing in the OHL is unrivaled. Support systems teams have in place help players immensely once they get to the next level. With the coaching, skill development, facilities, and attention the OHL provides, I believe it is the best hockey development league in the world.
Your Kojiko OHL Player of the Week is Jake O'Brien of the Brantford Bulldogs. Through 3 games last week, the Seattle Kraken prospect had 4 goals and 3 assists, including a goal and 2 assists in a 6-0 win for the Bulldogs over the Sudbury Wolves. He then matched a career-high 5 points at 3 goals and 2 assists in an 8-5 win over the Ottawa 67s. A great week for the 8th overall Kraken draft pick and 18-year-old Toronto native. Your Kojiko OHL Player of the Week, Jake O'Brien.
Back inside the Meridian Center, a 2-0 Niagara IceDogs lead after 1 period of play over the visiting Brampton Steelheads. And Ed Burkholder, Ty Daniels, grew up in the Niagara region in Grimsby, just down the road from this building. Talked in the interview about coming here as a youngster many times to watch the IceDogs play. It never gets old for these youngsters when they get back to Niagara and get to play here.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a couple of players tonight, minimum, that grew up in this area and grew up watching the Niagara IceDogs. Makes you feel old, eh?
Not me, but others. Maybe Daniels gazed in awe at Al Galloway at hosting when he was coming to games here and thought maybe I could do that. He's stuck with hockey too. Niagara North Star, by the way.
There you go.
Okay, so Nikita Grabenko, the Leaf prospect and now with Philadelphia, humorously said, forecheck, backcheck, paycheck. And we're going to address the first couple of those in our highlights tonight. So how about we start with forecheck?
For sure. And, one of the points for Niagara in the game plan was to make all 3 zones work zones. And they do that here in the first period. I feel one of their stronger games that we've seen here as far as structure of the game. And they get to the forecheck here in the first period. And if you're a team and you can get to the forecheck and be smart on the forecheck, that's going to be something that, will pay off as far as getting some opportunity. And little by little, Niagara started to pick up some opportunity by being diligent. If you don't have an opportunity, get the puck in deep, and Niagara's going to do that. So watch Edgar right here, number 7 in white. Freeze it just for a sec. So Edgar does a great job because Kevin He got that puck in. Kevin He knew that he couldn't make a hockey play up the middle, make a pass. So just get the puck in knowing that Edgar's got a little bit of a lead. Edgar does a great job. Why? Because he ties up the stick of the defender, and that allows F2 that's coming into the play. See how the puck is loose? So Edgar does a good job. I'm going to tie up my man. I'm going to tie up his stick, and that leaves a loose puck. Go ahead. So now Niagara's going to go and get to this puck. Now freeze it just for a sec. Now Kevin He knows that Zada's going to retrieve that puck, right? And what does Kevin He do? Look where he goes, right between the dots. And Zada knows as soon as he gets that puck that 11's going to become an outlet. Go ahead. So, and then another nice little pass here to the D. So this is just smart hockey, and you look at it this way, Steve. It's this is a great angle. See the stick detail? Tie up the stick, tie up the man. Now, does Edgar make a big bone-crushing hit? No, but that allows Zada, Zada does a great job here, by the way, of getting to F2 in a hurry. If F2 is a little lethargic, this forecheck's not going to work. So you have...
Did you slip in a Boston accent?
Whenever I say lethargic, you have to say it in a Boston accent. So Edgar does a good job. F1 ties up his man. F2 Zada goes in, retrieves the puck. F3 reads, and Kevin He reacts, get to a real nice spot in the ice to receive the puck, get an opportunity.
You can just see Edgar fitting in so well with great forecheckers like Zada and He, because that's the strength of their game. It's fitting right in.
And you've heard me say it. Look, we all love a body check. Okay, but a lot of hockey players go in, into the corners or behind the net to make a hit. If you have to hit to get possession, do it. But you're there to get possession and get possession only. Edgar does a good job.
All right, let's go to the back check, or the updated term, back pressure.
Okay, so this is another thing. Work hard in all 3 zones. Niagara does a good job. It starts in their offensive zone. Brampton's going to get possession. But there's 3 key plays here on this next
sequence.
Yeah, sequence of players doing the job right, and it starts by getting back and keeping players to the outside. So this is how the play starts here. It's going to go up along the wall, right? So you're going to see a little this is Del Elche, by the way. He does a great job here of getting over and making a hit right here. Why? Because he had back pressure by the Niagara IceDogs. It was just some solid play. They do another really solid job as far as getting back and picking up. And when you have a situation where you're going to get some help from your forwards, that allows you to step up. So this is a play right here that Zada, freeze it just for a sec. So Zada is going to make a play. He's the one that's on the player with the puck right now. That's number 12 in white, okay? So step number 1, he makes the play before you roll it. Now look at Tiller's positioning and Reisnecker. They're holding position at that blue line, right? Tiller's holding position at that blue line. Your 2D are in perfect position. So now Kevin He is going to be the second player. Now watch Kevin He go up the ice after Zada makes a play right here. Okay, so now you've got a lot of players doing things right. So roll it. So Zada does his job. He takes his man. The puck is going to squirt. That allows Tiller to step up, freeze it, make a play at the blue line. This is all because your players are getting back and helping. Now number 8, the overage D, is making a play outside his blue line. That's exactly what you want in the game of hockey. Reisnecker's doing a great job. He's sewing up the middle, so he's taking that player out of the play. Now Kevin He is going to be the third man on this play. He knows that his job is now to pick up the puck and get possession for the Niagara IceDogs. Right there. So there's 3 jobs along the wall that are done unbelievable. Are we going to show it one more time? Because I'd love to. Because you can see it. We can show it like in real time where you can see where the players are doing the right job. So this is where the play is going to come. Zada's going to swing. He's going to take his man right here. Job well done. Tiller, step up, make the play before the blue line. Kevin He supports the puck and gets possession for the Niagara IceDogs.
All right, great job.
Is that beautiful or what?
Great job breaking that down as well. Let's get to some goals here. Ryan Robrick, A-level prospect, probably drafted in the top 5, and shows why with this power play beauty.
Well, he the way he distributes the puck, right, and the way he gets open, and this is a beautiful play, as you mentioned, where he goes like a little give and go with Doherty in the corner. So 25 is going to get, Reisnecker does a great job because he pulls that man towards him. That gives Robrick a little bit of space. I want to show one more time a little bit slower, because now watch Reisnecker here. He's going to freeze it right here. He's going to walk the line a little bit, okay? So his job right now is he's going to walk the line. He's got a couple options because he's walking the line. A, he can go back to Robrick. B, he can go to, I don't know who's on the top of that flank, if it's Zada or not. Anyway, he's got Kevin He, right? But as he's doing that, he's drawing a player towards him. Okay, freeze it for a sec. Now, because that player went towards Reisnecker, watch the nice little piece of real estate that Robrick gets to work with right now. So as soon as Robrick gets it, Doherty drops back, presents an outlet. Okay? And then as Doherty presents an outlet, Robrick returns and gets into the hole to receive that puck, and he lets a beautiful shot go. So there's so many good things happening. That power play goal is, you can't draw that up any better than that. It's perfect.
Let's keep the good things and the good vibes going here.
Okay.
Cooksey, this is a beauty.
Yeah, it is for sure. And, he ends up getting possession right up here. So now it's just him and Bowen. And you see that little, like he kind of did that little fake with his shoulder. So when he does this, he gets Bowen to commit. And now when Bowen commits, he's got him dead to rights. And then he just kind of has the patience just to carry it a little bit and go to that backhand. And that is a gorgeous goal. Makes it 2-0 in favor of Niagara. It's the details that are helping Niagara in this first period.
All right, details helping Niagara. And our details is we've all got blue suits on at least, Al, to support another team that might be playing, that might draw a couple of our viewers away, but not that many, as we go and get into a rendition of OK Blue Jays. Al?
Thanks very much, guys. Great job as always. When we come back after the break, we'll take a look at the scoring summary of that opening period. So stay with us. You're watching the OHL tonight on your TV.
Drivers for Meals on Wheels are needed for routes throughout Niagara. Our caring volunteers drop off meals and at the same time check on the safety and well-being of clients. Visit mealsonwheelsniagara.ca to find the contact information for your area. Volunteer shifts are short in duration and can be arranged to accommodate your schedule. Join our team and start making a difference.
Thank you very much.
Hi, and welcome to Auto Experts. I'm your host, Kirk Robinson, owner of Robinson Automotive.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Have an event coming up? Need help spreading the word? Reach your community through your TV. Promote your nonprofit event for free on TV and online. Visit yourtv.tv for details. Your TV, truly local.
Ryan Robeck, 6th of the season on the power play. Niagara's first shot of the period was a good one. Doherty and Reisnecker got the helpers. 1-0 IceDogs at the 10:27 mark. And then a little over 3 minutes later, it was Cole Cooksey, his second of the season from Shanowski at 13:37. 2-0 IceDogs. That's where they stand right now. Shots on goal in that opening period, dead even. 7 apiece by both the Steelheads and the IceDogs. Time now to send it back down the hall to the men bringing you all the action. Once again, Steve Clark and Ed Burkholder.
So Callum Chanowski with his first point of the season in this, his 150th Ontario Hockey League game. IceDogs will have 22 seconds on the power play when period number 2 commences here at the Meridian Center, as they look to try and build on their lead against the Brampton Steelheads. A pile up off the face-off, and it's stolen by Zabeski, who has a shorthanded breakaway and scores! Well, not how it was drawn up, as Zabeski buries one shorthanded, and the lead is halved.
Wow. What a goal this is. Zabeski. He's got 2 goals, 4 assists. This is going to make it 3. Watch number 19. He's going to watch the play in perfect positioning. This little nifty play right here, that's a goal-scoring goal right there. Just a quick deke and then upstairs in a hurry. Just gorgeous.
4th shorthanded goal given up by Niagara this season, by the way, as Zabeski has his 3rd. Strange play it was off of a scramble. So penalty is expired. Reisnecker a shot. Bowen the save, rebound available. And the puck is bounced inside the IceDog zone, and it will be icing against Brampton, Ed, but they will be thrilled with the start to the second period.
Zabeski again. It's just so nice. We have to show it one more time. Do you mind, Steve?
Go right ahead.
Watch 19 in blue. He's going to get possession right here. Head up, little fake, and then upstairs to the back end. And he makes it look so easy. That's a tough goal to score. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, Yermolenko, you could see that was a great angle. He wasn't selling at all, right? So he was not committing to anything, and Zabeski just beat him. Here's Witkowski. Zabeski still on the ice, joining Witkowski on this rush. And Witkowski will ring one around, goes all the way back for Ron Richter. One-timer deflected by DeMiglio. Brampton is enthused, but now they've got to deal with Wasselin possibly, but Von Richter at least tied the foot race and was able to deflect the puck. Witkowski's pass bouncing off a skate right back inside Brampton zone. Around it goes for Witkowski. Patterson with the steal. Goes across. Shot coming, and it was blocked as Del Elche fired one. It got deflected high off the glass. Fibiger looks to move the puck. Robrick with a bump. Kept in by Del Elche. He dumps one cross ice. Dumped up in the air, and Zabeski tested his soccer skills and moved it with his skate. Del Elche's lead pass deflected by Zabeski. And Von Richter is back in his own zone. Cooksey looking for the steal, and he's got the steal. Cole Cooksey spinning on Fibiger, and then he was able to center one out front. Picked up by Avery, and that's given away to Doherty. Chanowski for Del Elche, and he'll spin one back to Chanowski. Tipped in by Doherty, and out of play, a souvenir and a whistle.
You knew Niagara had to get to work after that shorty went in on Yermolenko, and they follow up with a strong shift. Nice pressure on the puck by Robrick, and Patterson leads to Niagara getting possession, leads to that pass to the point, and gets a quality opportunity on Bowen. And they need to string some shifts here, Steve, where they kind of steal momentum back, because when you let a shorty go in, that gives that other team a lot of spirit.
Especially a shorty 9 seconds into the period. Settled behind the net. And moving it up was Nyman. Here is Avery off of his skates, though, as Spencer offered at it. Edgar drifted it back, a little bit of a risky play. Froloff, Edgar chips one, taken, Zada. And Zada went backwards. And Stankoven tracked back. Nyman's lead pass dropped off. Stankoven in. Driving on Spencer. He tries to get around Spencer, and then Charant knocked down the IceDog player, Froloff, from behind, and that one went undetected as it's cleared down the ice. Icing charge to Niagara. We've played 2:41 of the second.
Spencer's just one of those, meat and potato, big defensemen, and he doesn't get fooled here. He stays with his man. On the entrance by Brampton, you can see, watch Big 49. Stay with him, keep him to the outside. Not looking to make a big hit, but keep him to the outside, then tie up your man. And Spencer is one of those D that you can rely on just to make that simple, easy play.
Originally drafted in 2022 by the then Mississauga Steelheads, found his way to London, then traded to Niagara in the offseason. Eggleton will deflect one in. Froloff is back with a backhand pass deflected by Eggleton. Edgar. Spencer, he reverses one around. Kevin He has to elude Patton's forechecking. It's kept in. Set up for Reed Gee. And Gee dumps one down low, tried a bank play. Patton with a blind reversal. Quick shot, stopped by Yermolenko. Parried the rebound away, which is still loose, and Eggleton rolled it wide. Good opportunity created for Keaton Arda. He will dump one in, peel off on a line change. Reed Gee, the former Flint Firebird. Pass interrupted by Gallianoff, and back to the line it goes. Tiller. Gallianoff tries to shrug free, cycles one, and Reed and Smith will give chase. Picked up by Reed Smith. Smith, by the way, still looking for his first point as an IceDog. And he tried to hold the line there unsuccessfully. Reisnecker feeds it to Smith. He tried to drift one down low. Couldn't get it past Gee. Has the puck back again. Sets it up. Reed with a quick shot blocked, as Peter Green was able to track back. Reisnecker, Gee stepping up. Smith will leave it. Gallianoff pursuing. Fibiger will turn back in his own zone, and Jakob Fibiger will survey his options and wait for Steelheads to get into position. Richmond stripped of the puck by Smith. Reed, quick shot, and that was moving. Stopped by Bowen. Smith with a rebound. Nice save by Bowen. Rebound still available. Reed jamming away. Doherty as well. And finally covered up by Zach Bowen, and he holds on.
Solid opportunity from Niagara. I just want to show quickly, you talk about James Richmond and what he brings to this team. Structure. Watching the D zone. A blue sweater is with every man, and there's not, freeze it right there. So you got man on puck, you've got man in the corner, you've got the front back door covered, and both your wingers are taking care of the D, not giving them options to move it to the D. And that's why they're so stingy at giving up opportunities in their D zone, because of structure like that.
Lead pass, Zabeski gets beyond Shanowski, cuts into the zone with a move on the outside to Del Elche, driving the net. It's just loose beyond the blue ice and picked up and skated out by Patterson, but he got it to the line and no further. Del Elche chopping at it. IceDogs almost cleared that puck. It's rolled wide by Witkowski and then sent around, and it's the Steelheads who will actually clear the puck as Von Richter tracking back in his own zone. OHL game 204 for Parker Von Richter. Partnered up with Fibiger to form the top defensive pair for the Steelheads. Rolled down low by Zabeski. Picked up. And nice diving play by Zabeski. Kept it in briefly. Wasslin poked it forward but couldn't get it deep. Patterson cross ice. Del Elche will shoot it in. Sherratt with a run at Del Elche as he peels off for a line change. Wasselin looking for a loose puck and offering at it. Fibiger there.
Del Elche knew he was going to get rung, but he still made the play to step up and commit to getting in the O-zone.
It was Gabriel Sherratt with the hit to Sherratt, a 6th-round pick of the Vancouver Canucks. Same team, IceDogs. Riley Patterson was drafted by in the 4th round.
Sherratt played for the Welland Junior Canadians for a gentleman named Dave Burkholder.
Oh. Last name sounds familiar. First name is too. Spun down low. Puck is picked up, back to the line. Spencer just banks one. Cross corner. Was hoping for a little more movement on that play. Lead pass, and Stankoven couldn't really make a play on it. Reversed around and just dumped to the neutral zone by Froloff. Troy Patton back in his own zone, retreating behind his own net. Here's a feed. Banked in by Nyman. Spencer is back. Zada will let it slide, and here comes Ryerson Edgar in with Kevin He. Edgar down the left side. He lurking at the front of the net, never got the pass. It was blocked. Kevin He now. Stick handling. Look at the moves by He to get a shot away. Edgar gets to the puck and just rolled it wide as Bowen was covering, and we've got 1 or 2 penalties coming up on the play. Patton and Zada were all tied up. We'll sort that out after this. Brampton back in the game, trailing 2-1 on the OHL tonight on your TV.
Hi, I'm Kate Carnegie. Join me on The Source every weekday at 5 p.m. as we take a look at the people shaping Niagara's future.
Watch your TV on the go. Cogeco customers can now enjoy local programming online. Simply log into your Cogeco account on cogeco.ca. Click on Your TV and start streaming. Your TV is truly local, exclusively on Cogeco.
Real strong play by the Niagara IceDogs. Editor does a great job, and essentially this is going to lead to an opportunity by the IceDogs. Kevin E., great job of committing to get that puck, and Niagara draws another penalty. And it's Patton that's going to go 2 minutes for roughing, and it happened just to the right of Bowen's box glove there. And Niagara creates a power play by doing the right things in the offensive zone. Again, this is their 3rd.
1 for 2 on the power play this evening of the IceDogs. Reed wins the draw, gets it back for Reisnecker. He'll set one up. Robrick reversing it. Shot by Reisnecker, block. Picked up by Robrick. Back for Reisnecker. One-timer. Wasslin, fine save made by Bowen. And Witkowski hit somebody on the IceDog bench.
I like this setup on the power play from the Niagara IceDogs. Reisnecker looks very comfortable, Steve, on this power play. And you can see the top of the umbrella. You've got the quarterback D right here, gonna walk. They're gonna get possession. Now he's got 2 options. He ends up going to Wasslin. Wasslin dials in a bullet towards Bowen. And I don't know if Bowen had full sight of that puck, but he made a beautiful toe save.
When the Steelheads lost Jack Ivan Kovic to the NCAA, they were quick to replace him with the veteran Zach Bowen. as the Petes wanted to give Easton Rye more time in the net, and Bowen has been one of the reasons these Steelheads are hanging in there at 5-5.
I would love to pick James Richmond's brain about what's going on with the NCAA and everything, considering he played at University of New Hampshire for the Wildcats. You know, having experience in both leagues, just get his perspective on the state of hockey right now with all this movement.
Well, I can tell you he's probably not thrilled to lose 3 key cogs or 4 key cogs to the NCAA, but here we are though, right? Here is Doherty. He'll carry the puck in. Robrick, Wasselin, back for Doherty, and he missed the pass. Robrick in there with a light bump on Fibiger. Wasselin gets it back to the line. Reisnecker, Robrick, down low. Doherty, Robrick, slap pass, Wasselin. 50 on the power play. Wasselin gets a shot away, and it was begging for a tip, and looked like Bowen got a piece of it through a crowd. Here is Robrick reversing one. Reisnecker, he shoots one. That one was blocked by Zabeski, who's limping a little bit. Cross for Wasselin. He'll make a move, and a nice sliding play made by David Green. And then a loose puck picked up and cleared by David Green. Yermolenko way out of the net with Sherratt keeping an eye on him. Only 15 on the IceDog power play to work with. Reisnecker hits Kevin He with a shoot-in attempt. Zada's there to pursue. Von Richter first to the puck. And the penalty about to expire, and Witkowski burns off the rest of the time with a shoot-in on Yermolenko, who's quick to play it, and Froloff cross-ice feed that hit Edgar and just went inside the zones. Kevin He got a stick in there. Here comes Witkowski. Witkowski, drop pass, trailing the play, shot, and that one was blocked on a good defensive play by Patterson, as Richmond thought he had a clear opportunity. Dumped down low by Von Richter, who desperately needed a change. Picked up by Kevin He. Edgar will scurry away with him. He will dump it in, and Edgar there to pursue with a separation bump, but he couldn't claim the puck. Eggleton, nice inside tip. McGregor Richmond hits center ice, and now the IceDog blue line stripped by Galianov. Oh, he wanted to turn that up ice for Kevin He and couldn't. Eggleton backhanding one in. Spencer will truck back in his own zone, play it around for Froloff. Froloff's pass goes astray behind Wraith Smith, who's desperately going to try and prevent the icing, and does, and then finishes with a solid bump. Poked forward by Peter Green. Cross ice it goes for Zach Nyman. Nyman played in the BCHL last year as well for the Penticton Vs. Patton coming in. Avery was with him. It's lost. Smith is away. Picked up by Hayden Reed. Reed got all spun around himself as Fibiger just calmly took it away. Lead pass. Patton plays it. That's going nowhere. Just jammed up at center ice. Reed tracking back. Delauche played it forward. Picked up in the neutral zone. Patton shot it in. But right to Reed. He's away 3-on-2. Reed drop pass. Wraith Smith to the slot with a shot, and it was blocked, and he got wiped out with a hard hit on the blind side. I believe it was by Sherratt. That's going to draw a crowd, and the concern now is for Wraith Smith, who is just struggling to get close to it, getting to his feet. And we're going to get some penalties out of this exchange. The original one for sure going to Sherratt.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Sherratt, pick of the Vancouver Canucks, as you alluded to a couple minutes ago, makes a hit on Smith, and we're just keeping an eye on Smith and hoping that he is okay. He got his bell rung here for sure, getting a little bit of medical attention. So you hate to see players get hurt at any point of the game, and Smith looks to be going to the bench and shaking that off. Now let's show what happened. Now keep an eye on Smith. It's going to happen right here. There's the collision.
You could hear the crowd gasp there, and you could see the head of Smith snap sideways and backwards.
Yeah, that's That's a hockey play. Like Sherratt's gonna. You have to make that hit. Is it a check to the head? I don't know. But it's one. We've seen those hits forever. That's why you cut through the middle. How many times have you seen Scott Stevens on Lindros, etc.?
I love the 90s as well, Ed. But yeah. This hit here, I don't like the blindside action of this hit. Right, let's take a look at it again. I do get what you're saying.
So my thing is, if you're Sherratt, what do you do then in this play where you're going to make contact with the player right here? It doesn't look like it's malicious to me. It looked like it's a that angle's pretty accurate to show. It doesn't look like it's the shoulder. It maybe bumps off shoulder to shoulder, then hits the head. At Eddie, it's like getting hit by a bus, really. Like you have a 200-pound man coming at you full bore and makes that hit. I honestly don't think it was malicious.
Did he need to make that hit?
I feel he did. Because my thing with this is I go to the other side. What else is he supposed to do in that? Right? Does he have time? Like if you show it in real time, does he have time to get out of the way? And I'm not being smart. It's tough because you're trained as a hockey player to make this hit. So at the last, what do? Right? It happened so fast that what else does he do in that situation? How would you avoid that is what I'm trying to say. It's tough.
I think the puck is gone, but whether there's a chance to avoid it, I'm not sure. 5 minutes, by the way, are up on the board right now, but they almost always do that, and now they're clarifying it, and they look like they've come to a decision. And he's gone. So it's 5 and a game for Sherratt.
They're going to say it was contact to the head, I believe, right? Is that what's going to stipulate that, or
blindside, or a combination of the two?
Yeah. That's tough. Those, when you see it and I totally respect where you're coming from, and I'm not disagreeing. For me, I always go the other side. What's the player going to do instead? And it's happened so fast that he can't duck, he can't swing out of the way. It's a tough thing to happen. And at the end of the day, those hits are still technically supposed to be legal. And I think James Richmond is asking the same thing here of to me, that looked like shoulder on shoulder. If it hits a shoulder and it then gets up to the head, it was still originally shoulder on shoulder. So at the end of the day, the officials made the call and everyone has to live with it.
Really difficult call for the officials to make, Ed, for the reasons that you alluded to. IceDogs with a huge opportunity.
5 minutes for the blindside hit and a game.
So they call it blindside hit, so they don't even factor in the head contact. It's just straight blindside.
I think if they call blindside on that, teach the players what to do to avoid that. Because I've been in hockey for 50 years, I wouldn't be able to teach a player to avoid that contact. I really wouldn't, without even hurting the player more. You duck, you stop, what do you do? It's hard to stop playing hockey. I really don't think, Sherratt is not that type of player that's going to go out and headhunt or make those plays. So it's just one of those things that we see. And hey, look, if the tie goes to the runner, I'm in favor of keeping players safe, first and foremost. And I mean that sincerely. My question on a lot of plays that get called is now, okay, if that's illegal, teach the player what to do. Because we grew up our whole life being taught to make that hit.
The definition of finishing your check, be it in the middle of the ice or against the boards, is an ever-changing, really, in the game of hockey.
Well, it's almost like just make it so that body contact is illegal unless it's along the boards. I don't know. And again, I'm not being smart. It's trying to understand this rule from a hockey perspective.
IceDogs, though, will gladly take the 5-minute major and see if they can extend this lead that they've built so far against the Steelheads. And Brampton doing a good job. They've cleared the puck again, and FloHockey has to track back in his own zone. FloHockey, the lone defenseman, with Edgar, he, Zada, and Patterson. Zada will send one down low, kept in by FloHockey. Cross ice, Patterson loads it up and the shot was blocked. Breaking his stick was David Green. He got one from the forward, and we're going to get a whistle. 3:46 to go in the Sherrott Major.
Big opportunity here for Niagara to get a 2-goal lead back again against Brampton on this extended power play.
Faceoff will come outside the zone. Stankoven and Doherty. Robrick is the forward playing the point for Niagara, and he'll rifle one in. Loose puck, Stankoven sends the IceDog power play back. Reisnecker. Doherty dropped it back. Reisnecker through the middle, and it was deflected by Wasselin, and Bowen will hold on.
Brampton doing a good job, you know, really keeping Niagara pretty silent on this power play. And Niagara has to gain control, get possession, slow things down, get some quality opportunities on this gentleman here who has faced 13 Niagara shots here tonight.
6-3 of the shots on goal in the second period, but Brampton has the only goal. Short-handed goal by Mason Zabeski just 9 seconds into the second period. Scrambled off the draw. Loose puck picked up by Robrick, and Reisnecker shot through a crowd, never got through. Reed looking for loose puck. Here is Robrick. Hard shot. And it deflected off somebody and went wide. Back to the line. Reisnecker sets it up for Robrick. He'll go down low. Doherty misfired on that pass. It'll come to the neutral zone. Reisnecker with a nice move. And look at Reisnecker carry it in, but just a little extra move will result in an offside.
Yeah, again, it's just not, the timing just isn't there right now. So fresh whistle here, fresh players on the ice, get to work, try to get some opportunity. Zada, he, and Patterson, 3 NHL players going to be employed on the power play for the IceDogs.
Edgar and Froloff also on the ice. Here's Kevin He with a nice move. And then he tried to go inside out. Zada following it up and got it towards the net. Zabeski with the loose puck. And Zabeski flying right now, driving on Froloff, and Froloff stayed right with him. And bodied him in the corner, but Zabeski doing a masterful job in killing time here. Kevin He will pick it up, and he got pulled down, but play goes on. Zabeski drifted it back. David Green across, and back goes the IceDog power play as Zada filled in Gee.
Probably a call at any other time in the game on Kevin E being called down.
Well, the power plays right now are Niagara 4 and Brampton nothing, so yes. Here's Kevin He. Gets it back. Froloff will survey his options. Kevin He down low. Patterson. He up top. Froloff. Kevin He. Back up top it goes. Froloff will set it up for Ryerson Edgar. No traffic out front for Niagara. Edgar will skate it, and then Botno's in the way. Froloff is there to pick it up. Nice move by Artem Froloff, who's getting increased power play time. Kevin He shot, and that one is blocked. And David Green with a shot block, and Brampton doing a really good job in that department on this power play. 5 minutes has been whittled all the way down to 1:10 and running. Hayden Reed looking to change that narrative. Sets it up. Here's Doherty down low. Spinning and reversing was Wasselin, but he ran out of real estate. Picked up by Robrick. He'll send one down low. Doherty couldn't handle the pass, and it's cleared. Peter Green able to get the puck down the ice, and the IceDogs are in the last minute of this power play. Really haven't generated a whole lot as Doherty rings one around. Robrick turning, looking back to the line. There's Reisnecker, back for Robrick, got the angle, loads it up, scores! Robrick, his time is now on the power play. 3-1 Niagara.
Robrick showing why he's going to be a first-round NHL pick, and he just has a little bit of real estate to work with. Watch Big 2-5. He's going to give it. He's going to get it. He's got a little bit of space, and it's that quick release that the big 6'4" winger has that beats Bowen for the second time for his second power play of this evening. And what a bullet that is.
5 of Robrick's 7 goals now on the power play. And the Ice Dogs managed to turn a 5-minute power play that was going nowhere into a goal at the tail end. 15 seconds on the major to Sherratt. Lead extended to 3-1, and Brampton, who did an excellent job for most of that power play, give one up late in the 5-minute advantage as Daniels out of the penalty box. Both teams back to full strength.
I think Brampton might get some momentum here, and you know they're going to get some power play time as well.
I'm not a wagering man, but I would wager that Niagara's getting the next one. Out front behind Edgar, picked up. Shanowski shot blocked by Arda, and Patton will chop it out. Tiller lifting one, tracked by Kevin He. Edgar offering it as well, and William Eggleton will skate it from into center ice and backhanded it in part of the way. Shanowski knocked down by Patton. Patton has an opportunity, goes across, and the pass was blocked on a good play by Tiller. Lead pass picked up. Ray Smith, good to see him back on the ice after that hard hit, and then he couldn't control it with a skate. Reed goes backdoor, pinballs, and Smith scores! A little bit of redemption for Ray Smith. His first as an Ice Dog has given them a 4-1 lead.
Pucks and bodies to the net. Well, that's a cliche. It's a cliche for a reason. Niagara does a good job here. Great work up the middle. And watch 43 and Smith. He's just going to sneak in right here and pick up that loose puck and bang it home. And after being hit there by Charwa, he responds with a real strong shift here and gets rewarded with a goal. And he is a happy camper right now, making it 4-1 in favor of the Niagara IceDogs.
Smith not really bought in to be a big scorer, but to forecheck hard, but you knew he was bristling a little bit at the fact he'd been pointless in 11, and that smile says it all. His first as an Ice Dog and 7th career goal have extended it to a 4-1 lead. So Niagara has responded in the latter stages of the period. Nyman tried to work a give and go with Avery, and Wasselin skating it back. 3-on-2 for Niagara. And offside as Wasselin wanted to feed Patterson. 2:32 to go in the second period. Ice Dogs have extended their lead to 4-1 on the OHL tonight on your TV.
YourTV.tv is our online home. Find videos, our broadcast schedule, community events, and how you can get involved in your local channel. Visit YourTV.tv. We are truly local.
The well-traveled Hayden Reed becomes our second intermission guest. You see him right there in the center of your screen. We'll have an OHL roundtable for you, and we'll bring you up to date both here and around the Ontario Hockey League. Gentlemen?
The sequence before that goal was scored by Smith. It was all Edgar on the forecheck, and it led to Niagara getting possession and led to Smith getting that goal to make it 4-1. It's those little things on the other side of the puck that Niagara's doing well tonight, and they're getting rewarded for it.
So just announcing the Smith goal. Patterson works at the half boards. Robrick in there as well. So both of Smith's line mates as Froloff dumps one down low, and the high stick went undetected on Brady Wasselin, who was none too pleased. Gallian off the primary assist. Reed the secondary assist on the Smith goal. Robrick in trying to forecheck on Peter Green. Patterson spins. Loose puck picked up. Look at the stick handling. Waslin, great move, and he scores! Well, call your friends, call your family, make up with your enemies, and tell them to watch this beauty. Waslin has made it 5-1.
This is what makes Waslin so important to the IceDogs, is those little plays in those small little areas of ice that he could just spin magic. He creates room, does a quick stop, pivot shot to the net that's going to fool Bowen. Look at head up. What options do I have? Stop, pivot, shoot in the net. Gorgeous.
And so Waslin Ed, a B-ranked prospect in the NHL draft, which puts him second, third round, but one who is expected to continue elevating and is a potential first rounder along with Ryan Robrick. And the IceDogs have really extended their lead and taken it to the Steelheads. 3 goals in very short order for Niagara. 2:41 to be exact. Kevin, he wants a piece of the action. Goes back to Reisnecker, sends one across. Tiller, all sorts of traffic out front. Reisnecker couldn't get the shot through. Tiller will walk off the point. Back it goes for Reisnecker. Spins it, shooting. Shot was blocked. Follow-up. Zada backhand. Fine save made by Bowen. He's still battling for his team. Reisnecker will drop one back for Tiller and get the return feed. Edgar just able to get it to Zada. Zada gets sandwiched a little bit by David Green and Daniels, and the former Niagara North star Daniels centers one out front, and then trying to jam away and get one was Botno. Late pressure by the Steelheads. They'd love to pot one in the last 10 seconds, but Kevin He, Reisnecker, trouble clearing. Daniels, good work. David Green sends one down low, but the time is going to run out on the Steelheads. And now Zada coming in with some contact on Patton, and a few other people Ed will mill about. IceDogs need to be careful. They might get the extra one here, as it looks like cooler heads might prevail. Brampton looked in pretty good shape as they scored 9 seconds in. Shorthanded goal by Zabeski, but the IceDogs with 3 late ones, and they've extended to a 5-1 lead as we head into the second intermission break. And Al to lead you through it on the OHL Tonight on your TV.
I'm Liz. And I'm Kara. We're both registered kinesiologists, and you can join us every Monday through Friday for seated and standing exercise on health and fitness on your TV.
Ducks Unlimited Canada works with landowners and other conservation-minded partners to improve outcomes for communities and wildlife. Supporting vital ecosystems which contribute to water quality and quantity, soil health, support agriculture and economy, mitigate severe weather events, and provide opportunities for recreational access to nature. Together, we are unlimited. Learn more about programs and partnerships at ducks.ca.
Hi, I'm Kate Carnegie. Join me on The Source weekdays at 5 p.m. as we take a look at the people shaping Niagara's future exclusively on your TV, truly local.
I started coming here when I was like 7. There was a program in the park, so I asked one of the staff if I could join in. No, I came to every program since. The camps, after-school programs, homework club. These programs have taught me to just be me. Thanks to the United Way, I am able to reach my full potential.
Inside the Meridian Center, a 5-1 IceDogs lead through 40 minutes of play over the visiting Brampton Steelheads. And joining me now, Hayden Reed of the Niagara IceDogs. Al Galloway with you, Hayden. And Hayden, your path into this spot with the Niagara IceDogs in the OHL has been a well-traveled one. Leamington, Sioux Falls, Renfrew, and Flint, Michigan. It's got to feel pretty satisfying to kind of carve your niche here in Niagara at 19 years of age.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a different path, but super happy to be here and be on a great team contending.
And how has that transition been for you since you arrived in Niagara region?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, teammates are great to me and they make me super comfortable here. And it's been a good transition and just trying to help the team where I can.
And head coach Chris Barch, what did he have to say to you when you arrived in Niagara? What's he looking for from you?
Yeah, obviously not too much at the start. Doesn't want to overwhelm me, but I think looking for a hard game, physical, be a good support player, and just work hard offensively, defensively, 200 feet, and yeah.
And it looked like this was going to be a pretty tight period right off the bat, just 10 seconds in, the Steelheads getting that shorthanded goal, but then you guys responded with 3 of your own to lead by 4 heading into the third. What have you got to do over this next 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was definitely an unfortunate goal there, and the power play was clicking. Over the next 20 minutes, we got to play hard defensively. Expect a big pushback from them. They're going to want to win this period, and got to play well defensively and continue finishing our chances, and it'll be a good one.
Hayden Reed, thanks very much for doing this, and best of luck in your career with the Niagara IceDogs.
Thank you so much.
Hayden Reed of the Niagara IceDogs, he and his teammates lead by 5-1 after 2 periods of play. When we come back after the break, we've got an OHL roundtable for you, so stay with us. You're watching the OHL tonight on your TV.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message.
Hey buddy, I'm just making my way home now. I picked up some takeout. Not too many cars out, so I should be back soon. I know how much you like soggy egg rolls. I also stopped by George's place. He knows you're taking up baseball this summer, so he got you some stuff. We'll break that glove in this weekend. What do you say? He might have gotten you something else too. I guess you'll have to wait till I'm back. Love you, buddy. I'll be home soon.
Watch your TV on the go. Cogeco customers can now enjoy local programming online. Simply log into your Cogeco account on cogeco.ca. Click on Your TV and start streaming. Your TV is truly local, exclusively on Cogeco.
Hi, I'm Kate Carnegie. Join me on The Source weekdays at 5 p.m. and visit us at yourtv.tv/Niagara for a list of truly local programming.
Sorry, not for sale. Prop for the video. It is astonishing how many consumer goods are thrown out every day. We can live so much more sustainably if we relocate these items to new homes that need and appreciate them. This stunning red fabric armchair is a perfect example.
Actually, that's a cinnamon velvet swivel club chair.
This stunning red fabric armchair is a perfect example.
Hi, everyone. I'm Terry Doyle. Welcome to this week's edition of the OHL Roundtable here on the OHL Tonight alongside Tim Cunningham. And Tim, the Philadelphia Flyers have a decision to make at some point with Jet Luchenko, of course, of the Guelph Storm. Luchenko, in the first 5 Philadelphia games, has only played 3 games so far this season, averaging about 9.5 minutes a game. You know that's probably not going to go through the whole season. So whether it's use him more, return him to junior, something likely to happen. But I think the Guelph Storm and the Philadelphia Flyers are going to have some chats over the next little bit.
Well, they're certainly giving him a good long look. I mean, he on top of the games he's played so far this year, he played 4 regular season games in Philly last year. Plus, he played 16 games in the American League. He played 9 regular season games and 7 playoff games. So they're giving him a look, and I think that they're sort of taking they don't want to overexpose him. That's why I think his minutes are limited, and he still has aspects of his games that I think would be better refined playing in junior. But they're sort of taking the slow drip approach with him, which I think is very smart. But I expect him back in Guelph sooner than later.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. I think the best case for him would be the way the rules are right now, return to the Guelph Storm, light it up there, continue to work on things, see how the Storm are doing in the next couple of months, and of course, likely as part of returning to junior, play for Team Canada at the World Juniors. And then the Storm and Luchenko, they can decide going into the first week of January what to do. And whether it's a case, depending on where the Storm are going at this point, does he move on to a different team? Does he stay with the Storm and light it up with the Storm the rest of the season and then try to help them into a playoff run? I think there's certainly lots that can be accomplished at this point. It is one of those cases, Tim, where I think, we've talked about potentially next year where an NHL organization could put a first-round pick in the American League. I'd be curious, I think Luchenko's a player who at least, Guelph's would be a great spot for him, but maybe at least get a little taste of some AHL play, even for a 10-game stint, for example, and see where he lands. But I think it is one of those cases where at the end of the day, I think coming back to Guelph, coming back to the OHL would be the best place. But I think you and I have talked about it before, that idea of maybe getting a little taste of the AHL may not hurt him either.
No, and I look at him as I call these kids tweeners. Like he might be a little too good for the OHL, but not ready for prime time. And he has had experience in the American League, and I think you're right. If he got a 10-game stint in the American League and then back to Guelph, I think there's no rush in getting him to the NHL. I think this is a kid that's going to be a solid NHL hockey player. And, I think if they take their time with him, it's just going to benefit both the player and the organization.
And that's the key as well, taking your time. We've seen players over the years get rushed and ends up kind of stunting their development over the years. Speaking of players developing, players being drafted, NHL Central Scouting has put out their annual early season players to watch, where they give players sort of an A, B, C rating coming up to next summer's National Hockey League entry draft. A rating means they think of them as a first-round candidate, B as second and third. 8 OHL players listed as first-round picks. A couple players who were Bs last year ended up being chosen in the first round, including Jack Nesbitt of the Windsor Spitfires. He was a B on this list. The Flyers took him in the first round. Tim, I think it's one of those where you kind of put some names down on paper. It gives people something to talk about, but still lots of hockey to be played between now and next summer's draft.
Well, it's certainly a snapshot into what is going to lie ahead. But, we were talking last week about the graduation of some significant stars from the league. So it's great for the league that you have 8 players listed as potential first-round picks. And, this is a very fluid situation. So, that some of those Bs and Cs are going to move into the A category and maybe vice versa, because there's a long way to go here. It's a great opportunity for players that are in that B and C category to move up. But I think it looks great on the league, given the amount of number of players that have graduated, that we still have this number of players ranked as potential first-round picks.
I think it's interesting as well. Like, of course, this is NHL Central Scouting. That's one perspective. And there are 32 teams in the National Hockey League. You could argue Central is sort of like the 33rd team. So people sometimes get caught up on the Central Scouting list. They might see a player as a first-round candidate. Another team some teams see them as a second, and vice versa. They see somebody as a second or third, and a lot of teams might see them as a first. So it's opinion, it's discussion, it's a discussion point for a lot of people, including us, and it's all part of enjoying the game and enjoying the run-up to next year's National Hockey League entry draft. Tim on the ice, a team, don't look now, but the London Knights in their last 7 games have 12 out of a possible 14 points. A team that people seem to keep an eye out for one way or another around the league. But this year it's been interesting. The scoring has been spread out, lots of graduations with the Knights, but they continue to find ways to succeed.
Still a very talented bunch, and I think it starts in goal with Alexei Medvedev, and you've got Sam O'Reilly, who put up 71 points last year, and on the back end you've got Henry Bersustovic, who's already off to a great start, and Jared Woolley as well. So this is still a very talented bunch, and you've got the heritage of just being the London Knights, and I think they're in tough because teams get up to play. Everybody gets up to play them, but it's still an incredibly talented team, and they're not going away.
No, and you know what the difference is? We've talked about where Dale Hunter will adjust his style, and they're playing more of that stingy game right now because a lot of their top-end talent graduated, but still some big names left. You mentioned Sam O'Reilly. He's a National Hockey League first-round pick. Henry Bersustovic and Jared Woolley, both drafted by the LA Kings, and Alexei Medvedev, a Vancouver Canucks draft pick in goal. So if they don't necessarily have the big stars up front right away, they'll play that more stingy defensive game, and Dale Hunter not afraid to do that. Tim, we're running short on time. We've got a little bit of time left. Rivalry week last week made for a lot of interesting battles and a new thing in the Ontario Hockey League. What was your take on rivalry week last week?
I thought it was great. I think putting my marketing hat on, I think it was great branding. It certainly raised interest throughout the league because, these natural rivalries are sort of easier to sell in the second half of the year, but it really put a lot of eyeballs on the league last weekend, especially when you consider they're competing with other sports. A certain baseball team down the road from me and you that are taking a lot of eyeballs. But I thought it was great, and there were great games as well. So I think this is something that they, certainly for this time of year, it's a great idea moving forward.
Or in some of us, it was sharing the eyeballs. Call an OHL game and watch the Jays game at the same time. For Tim,
guilty as charged.
Absolutely. You're watching the OHL tonight. Third period coming up next.
Any player, regardless of draft status, that plays in the Ontario Hockey League is entitled to a minimum scholarship of tuition, books, and compulsory fees per year played in the OHL. The player's annual scholarship is based on the value of tuition, books, and compulsory fees at the university closest to their home. This is also true for U.S. foreign and import players who will receive the identical scholarship criteria but adjusted to reflect their native currency.
Hi, I'm Kate Carnegie. Join me on The Source every weekday at 5 p.m. as we take a look at the people shaping Niagara's future.
YourTV.tv is our online home. Find videos, our broadcast schedule, community events, and how you can get involved in your local channel. Visit YourTV.tv. We are truly local.
Please enjoy 30 seconds of nature, brought to you by Ducks Unlimited Canada. Learn how you can experience nature in your community at ducks.ca.
Watch Your TV on the go. Cogeco customers can now enjoy local programming online. Simply log into your Cogeco account on cogeco.ca. Click on Your TV and start streaming. Your TV is truly local, exclusively on Cogeco.
Mason Sebeski, shorthanded, third of the year, unassisted. The first shot of the period by the Steelheads, and it pulled them to within one. It was a 2-1 hockey game at the 10-second mark. But then the Ice Dogs got three in a row. Ryan Robrecht, second of the game, his seventh of the season, a second power play goal of the evening. At 15:38, Reisnecker and Doherty getting the assists on the play, and for them, that's their second assist for both of them in the period. Smith gets one at his first at 17:08 from Gallianoff and Reed, and then Waslin's second of the season from Patterson and Robrecht. Robrecht now has 3 points on the evening at 18:19. 5-1 Ice Dogs through two periods of play. Shots on goal in that period, 3 by the Steelheads for a two-period total of 10. By the Ice Dogs, 11 for a two-period total of 18. Let's go around the Ontario Hockey League and look at the out-of-town scoreboard. And late in the third period, it's the Wolves leading the Barrie Colts by a 5-3 score. Flint Firebirds in Kitchener taking on the Rangers. It's a 1-all tie as they head to the third period there. Ottawa 67s visiting the Forest City. They take on the London Knights there, and it's a 2-0 Knights lead through 2 periods of play. And the Erie Otters all even with the Saginaw Spirit in Michigan tonight late as they head to the third. It's a 2-all tie in that one. Brantford Bulldogs, and they've got the 2-0 lead on the Sarnia Sting late in the third, and the Owen Sound Attack and the Windsor Spitfires all even up at 2 apiece as they finish up the second period of play. And the Kingston Frontenacs in Guelph taking on the Storm. Of course, they'll be the visitors here in Niagara tomorrow evening. The Storm leading that one by a 4-2 score. And the Peterborough Petes, it's a final in Sault Ste. Marie this evening. It's a 4-3 win for the Petes in overtime. Matthew Soto, 6th of the season in extra time, marks the winner for the Petes. Next games will see the North Bay Battalion in Brampton to take on the Steelheads tomorrow afternoon. And note the start time, 4 p.m. in that one. And for the Ice Dogs, it's the Kingston Frontenacs, as I mentioned, coming to town to take on Niagara tomorrow evening. And note the special start time in this one, 6 p.m. tomorrow evening on Saturday. We'll have it for you right here on your TV. So there you have it. You're up to date both here and around the Ontario Hockey League. Time now to send it back down the hall to the men who've been bringing you the action all evening long. Here are Steve Clark and Ed Burkholder.
Niagara scored 3 in that second period, and Robert's going to start it on the power play with a nice give and go. You can see 25 carrying the weight. He's going to give it. He's going to get in a position to receive it back by Reisnecker, and it's just a quick shot that beats Bowen. The second goal is all hard work. We talked in the game plan for Niagara. Work in all 3 zone. Edgar does a great job. Watch, he's going to pursue the puck. Get your man to the outside, leads to possession by the Niagara IceDogs, which leads to this opportunity offensively. Gallianoff does a great job of taking away the middle. Reed, nice support up the middle. And Smith is going to come in and pick up that loose puck and gets the second goal in that period for Niagara IceDogs. Wadson's going to finish it here with the third one. Little head up, stop, pivot, shoot, and beats Bowen up top over the box glove. And that was a gorgeous goal. 5-1 Niagara.
So, shockingly, Ed, the Steelheads will start off the third period on the power play, their first of the evening, as Zotto was picked out as the one who was a little bit too aggressive in that end of the period scrum. So, an opportunity for the Steelheads to cut into this 5-1 Niagara lead on the power play. Up top, Fibiger through a crowd, and that one goes wide of the net. Steelheads have struggled on the power play, just 5 power play goals and 38 opportunities. This their 39th. Fibiger quarterbacking the power play, deflected, and a fine save made by Yermolenko, and he holds on.
And Fibiger is going to bring this to the power play where he's just a quarterback mentality. He's going to get the puck here. He's going to walk. Head up, head up. He knows he's got 3 blue sweaters net front and just fires a nice low shot towards the netminder that gets deflected. Yermolenko looked good there. I like his body language. I like his positioning. He tries to get views of those puck, and he's really, really good at getting vision of, especially when there's a lot of bodies in front of him.
Yermolenko, a quiet evening by his standards. That was just his 11th shot faced. He'd faced over 40 in his last 3 starts, Ed. So, IceDog team defense doing a solid job so far. Patterson will take it, looks to kill a little bit of time. Spencer with a backhander, but he hit Kevin Heath's stick. Avery will spin one down low. Spencer slowed it up, and Shanowski sent it down the ice.
Like I know there's 18 miles of hockey left here, but structurally, I believe this is one of Niagara's best games this season. I'm talking structure in all 3 zones.
October 5th, Ed, as here comes the black cloak again. The IceDogs had a 5-1 lead on the Barrie Colts, and we all know what happened there. Wow. 6-5 in the shootout. There's a shot. Cooksy's shot was deflected last 10 seconds of the power play. I'm just providing balance in our coverage.
What happens if little Bobby's tennis ball comes on your grass? Like, you're keeping that tennis ball, aren't you?
Well,
or are you going to throw it back to Bobby? Because he's not going on your grass to pick it up.
I'm going to tease Bobby by pretending to give him back the tennis ball, then I'm going to lock it up forever. They jam away with Yermolenko's strong on the post with the pad, making a save or two and holding on.
Okay, now this is going to be interesting to see how this, 18 minutes left in this period unwinds. Brampton's not going to go away. They're down 5-1. Niagara's played a strong game. We know that. But Brampton's energy here in the third, they have to respond now after not scoring on that power play and get to work, and they do that right on the last shift before that last whistle went, was maybe 40, 50 seconds after their power play concluded. So this is one thing to add to your point there, Grim Reaper. Niagara has to stay strong and stay the course on what they're doing right in this game.
Kids are getting raisins as well from my house on Halloween, just to let you know.
And folks, he's not joking.
Robrick cleared. Eggleton played it back, and
we give out the coffee crisp and the Kit Kats, but it's like 1 for you, Junior, and 7 for me.
Happy Halloween from the Burkholders. Here comes Patterson. And get off my lawn from the Clarks. There's a shot from Patterson, parried away by Bowen. He parried it all the way to the neutral zone, picked up by Patton. And he's in business as he cuts to the outside. Shanowski there. Sharp angle shot off the outside of the net. Puck will get played back to the point. Long shot. Yermolenko had to deal with a lot of traffic as Guy's shot gets deflected out of play, as Shanowski with a nice gentle hug for his fellow Niagara area native, Daniels.
And again, this is Brampton. They're starting to get some energy and starting to commit to playing hockey in Niagara's zone. And it's just strong on the forecheck, puck possession, walked the line, got some good net front there and ends up deflecting. And you got a good, solid one-on-one battle in front of the net of Yermolenko. Look out. Brampton's coming to play here in the third.
Occasionally we give out chiclets that taste like that perfume. Remember those chiclets from back in the day?
I thought those were Thrills.
Thrills misspelled. You know it was a quality product when.
Yeah. I don't think they make chiclets anymore, which is a shame because the chiclets were delicious.
Yes. Puck is cleared. He will poke one forward. And here comes Zada. Zada with a little bit of a seam and a shot that Bowen covered on the short side. It whistled wide of the net. Spetzer able to poke it forward. Reed Guy.
See, it's those little plays by Spencer, right? Just simple little plays. Step up to the blue line, make it, deny entry.
Centered out front, and DeMiglio had tried to get something going. Here comes Ryerson. Edgar sets it up. Froloff in the middle. Spencer, it didn't get much on it, and it was parried aside or saved with the stick of Bowen. Zada lifting the stick. Von Richter, though, played it well and got it in part of the way. Here's Kevin He. He'll shoot one in. And it's settled by Bowen, and Bowen will give it up. Von Richter head-manning the puck up. DeMiglio, or Zabeski, lifting one in from center ice. Reisnecker got a touch on the puck, and now Reisnecker will skate forward with a feed for Waslin. He'll leave it for Robrick, who wasn't at the position that he wanted to be. Rung around by Yermolenko, kept in by Von Richter, shot deflected. Across it goes for Fibbiger off the half boards, and gloved, and with a little hop, Yermolenko holds on.
We talk about just the little simple details in the game of hockey, and you watch 49 Spencer, just a little play at the blue line. Look at 49, step up, make a play. Is it fancy? No, he denies entry, keeps his man tied up. Play's going to come around. Watch number 49. Makes a simple little stick detail play in the zone right here. Ends up getting the puck out of the zone. And that's what you want from a stay-at-home, steady Eddie, meat and potato defenseman. The little plays, little details. I love that side of the game of hockey.
You always need those defensemen, Ed, and it's good news if you don't mention them that much, but when you do mention them, they do deserve their praise.
You remember Shane Rover? Oh. He was one of the best steady Eddie, simple play D-man in here in Niagara.
It was pointed out to us when I had said that Vladislav Yermolenko, the only number 32 in Niagara history, Martin, one of our cameramen, and a great job he does, pointed out that Shane Rover wore number 32 for a short amount of time.
See, I don't remember that. Because what was he known for? What number did he end up shifting to? 3?
No, it wasn't 3.
5?
No, we could be playing this game for a while. There's a shot by Demiglio deflected. It's one of those trivia questions and neither one of us knows the answer. There's a shot that goes wide. Fibiger shot deflected. And trying to fight was Von Richter, and he couldn't keep it in. McGregor Richmond back inside his own zone. Fibiger will bank one in from center ice. Spencer in there, utilizing his 6'5" frame. IceDogs look for the breakout. Froloff gets it to Smith, and Smith will dump it in. Reed looks to give chases. Von Richter deflected it with his glove. Smith in there with a bump on Fibiger. Out front, and here is Spencer shooting, and it's gloved by Bowen, and he holds on.
Real strong play by Niagara. Get to the forecheck. Smith does a good job of doing some due diligent work down in the corner. It leads to Niagara getting possession, and Spencer has the presence of mind to get in a position where he can receive the puck, and this is Niagara to the forecheck. You got a 2-on-2 down there, leads to possession by Smith, leads to a shot by Spencer, and Bowen makes a save here in the third.
Spencer playing it in his 57th OHL game, still looking for his first OHL goal, but as we've noted many times tonight, that's not what he's on the ice for, as he chips one to the Brampton line. And
just a note to add with Spencer too is not only does he make the simple plays, but he's always communicating. He's always talking to his D-man or saying, okay, you know, get it over there or watch over there. You could see him yelling all the time on the ice to his teammates.
Stankoven got knocked down. You were on the right track, Ed. I think you were naming odd numbers for Shane Rover. He wore number 11, as we've got a penalty coming up on the play. Tripping is the call. Steelheads will go to their second power play opportunity of the period after this on the OHL Tonight on your TV.
Across the nation, the Canadian Hockey League is known for investing in moments like this. But did you know we're also investing in this? Through the CHL Scholarship Program, clubs award nearly $10 million each year. The CHL, developing tomorrow's leaders.
Have an event coming up? Need help spreading the word? Reach your community through Your TV. Promote your nonprofit event for free on TV and online. Visit yourtv.tv for details. Your TV, truly local.
Well, Brampton's going to get their second power play of this period, and it's going to be Zada that's going to get the trip right there, and Steelhead's going to go to another power play, and Zada's going, what happened? You're really quiet over there, Steve Clark.
I was just listening and taking in your analysis. Excellent as it was. Zada was not happy going to the penalty box. That much I know.
Those replays are tough because you're trying to sort it out with not sounding like a turkey.
Well, you never sound like that, but those are tough ones to analyze. Here is Fibiger with a pass down low, and it was missed by Demiglio. Nyman spins one, and that pass gets whipped and deflected out of the zone.
Two penalties for Niagara, and Zada's got both of them.
Yep.
It's turning into a goon.
Yeah. Reisnecker gets it to Ray Smith. He's going to skate it out and then just roll one in and peel off to his peel back to his defensive position. Steelheads are looking to get back into this one, but they can't get their power play on track. Power play last year that had the likes of Porter Martone, Carson Rakoff, Luke Misa. Fibiger battles to get it in, and it'll hop over David Green's stick. And Green played 62 games last year with the Green Bay Gamblers of the USHL. He was originally drafted by Sarnia, part of the Jack Von Volsen trade. Steelheads with 25 on the power play, and a shot gets deflected with a high stick, as it turns out. So when Avery touches it, that will provide a whistle with 22 seconds left on the Zada infraction.
Niagara still leading in the shot clock department, 21-14, and Brampton desperately looking to get some opportunity on Yermolenko. I think Cooksy's still smiling from that beautiful goal he scored in the first period to make it 2-0 in favor of Niagara. What a move that was.
Well, it's a nice story, Cole Cooksey. 2021, a first-round pick, 5th overall in the U18 draft by Sarnia. A couple years in the BCHL, and here he is in the Ontario Hockey League. Von Richter, time and space to work with, and a quick shot went just wide. Tried a little misdirection. Fibiger's shot went straight through, and pinballs back for Von Richter. In the middle, shot by Ardos, stopped by Yermolenko. Penalties over, IceDogs are back to full strength. Puck is moved by Zada, kept in by Von Richter, and it changes directions after Yermolenko made the save. He didn't know where the rebound was. Von Richter shot, and that one goes wide. All Steelheads right now. Fibiger wanders in deep on the play. Eggleton tried to center one, knocked away by Zada, and Kevin He's going to skate it out the rest of the way and cut in and backhand one down low. Patterson providing some support as the puck is rolled forward. Ardaugh turns the puck over. There's a shot. Blocker save made. And a whistle with 10:53 to go in the third period.
Monks ended up intercepting a puck right up the middle, ended up getting a dangerous shot on Bowen. And Brampton's had some solid offensive time here in the second period. But again, a lot of credit to Niagara for their structural smart game here. Arguably one of their best as far as 3-zone commitments, working together as a 5-man unit.
It was a rare shift for Monks, and he provided an opportunity out of it. The original draft pick of the London Knights, rights traded to Niagara. Del Elche in a little bit of trouble, and Shanowski was there to support. A battle near the line, picked up by Robrick. 3 IceDogs will hit the line. Robrick shot, and a stick save made by Bowen. Moved forward by Green, a designed bank play, as trying to get first to the puck was Daniels. Monks will pick it up, lead pass for Wasselin. He'll make a move, and then couldn't get it in deep, as it's skated out by Kieran Witkowski. Peter Green will shoot one in on the diagonal. Sharp angle shot, stick save made by Yermolenko as Witkowski tested him. Zabeski will pick up the loose puck, and he's trying to get forward as he banked it. Froloff was in the way. Witkowski working hard on the forecheck. Del Elche with an opportunity to move it, and Del Elche will make his way through the middle, do a nice job then of shooting the puck in. Simple game would be the order of the day for the IceDogs, as the backhander Demiglio rolled forward. Demiglio started his OHL career in fine form season in fine form with 3 goals in his first 3 games after playing 5 games last year. Puck is picked up by Demiglio. He will drop it back. Peter Green cross ice, and Von Richter was looking behind him. Here's Froloff. Smith just banks one in via the backhand, and here comes Hayden Reed. Peter Green separated him from the puck. Avery's been quiet so far, making a nice move with a shot, and a nice save by Yermolenko. Spencer moving it forward. Edgar just rolling one into the neutral zone as Fibiger turns with a feed for Reed Gee. Jakob Fibiger banks one in. His own side of center, though, but it rolled through the crease of Yermolenko. Are they going to call icing, or is it going to be covered up? 8:31 had to go regardless. in the third.
Yermolenko does a great job. He's going to read this whole play and make an unbelievable save here on this last opportunity by Brampton. Nice cut to the middle. There's the quick shot, and you can see Yermolenko gets in position to kick that save out. Another look at it. You know, he's so good at controlling his saves too, right? He kicks a lot of the saves to the half wall. Boy, that's invaluable when you have a goalie that can do that.
Said a C-rated prospect in the first NHL Central Scout rankings. There's a shot deflected by Zada, and Bowen did well, made a fine save.
You have that. That's why Frolof's getting attention too. Those nice little, it's a shot slash pass towards Zada.
Stankoven tries to fight his way through, and that doesn't work as it's back inside the zone. And Von Richter. Fibiger will take it on the carom. Fibiger. Let's see how much time he logs for the Steelheads, and will continue to log for the Steelheads. He fires one in. Patton tried to cycle one down low. Puck is played back to the point. Fibiger for Von Richter, middle of the ice with a shot, and that one changed directions. There's a penalty coming up on the play. It'll be a third power play, Ed, for the Steelheads here in the third period, as Monks has a bit of a puzzled look on his face, and he might be the guilty one.
Yeah, we knew that would happen, but just real quick, some good hockey here in the third period. Edgar Watt, 17 pressure on the puck is going to lead to this. Nice support by Kevin He, nice little pass, and Froloff has presence of mind. He knew that Zada was cutting in towards Bowen, so hit him. And then watch Tiller, watch number 8, little one-on-one right here. Don't get caught, stay with your man, simple little play, get a piece of him.
Can't tell you, Ed, how happy we all were to get Artem Frolov back this year. Always a favorite of our crew. A rookie defenseman for the Ice Dogs who played in every single situation you could imagine. So Monks will get 2 for slashing, and a third power play of the period for the Steelheads, and a chance to get one back here and start the slow climb to a comeback as it's deflected out of play.
So the biggest thing I've noticed tonight, Steve, is Niagara committing to playing like a 5-man unit. You know, like you could see that there's some gelling going on here as far as working together as a unit. The commitment in all 3 zones, A+ tonight. And the writing's on the wall. They're up 5-1. They're up in the shot clock department 24-18. That's pretty darn good when you can limit a team to 18 shots so far in this game.
Said Yermolenko's faced 40+ 3 straight starts coming into tonight. Von Richter. Cross ice. Shot, and a great shot block made by Reisnecker. As D'Amiglio had the chance. Von Richter scores on the power play. He buries one to make it 5-2.
Yeah, this is a big goal by Brampton. You can see they do a 2-1-2 here on the power play. 5 on a die. And they get to work, and it was the first play that was a good quality opportunity, and they're going to respond on the second one. Stop it right there just for one quick sec. This is where you can see it's a 2-1-2, and that leads to 2 men in front of the net tying up, and then you have that one right between the dots. Go ahead. Van Richter is going to end up getting the puck towards net. This is where they regroup, get it to the point, and it's just quick shot that Yermolenko just doesn't have a vision on. This is a big goal by Brampton. Boom.
So Von Richter, third in his last 3 games. D'Amiglio and Green will draw the assists on the goal. On the goal at 13-15. Of the period, 2-on-1 for Niagara, and they're going to call offside.
Yeah,
and it all goes astray.
Patterson's a little frustrated because he was calling for this puck and calling for the puck, and he's looking at Watson and going, "What are you doing? I wanted that puck, right?" He ended up dragging his leg and going offside, and you can see he's a little bit ticked off.
6 minutes to go here in the third period. Ice Dogs lead 5-2 as that one is into the crowd for a souvenir. Giving us a break in the action. A good look at Jacob Monks on the OHL tonight on your TV.
Hey Ice Dogs fans, I'm Kate Carnegie. Join me on The Source every weekday at 5 p.m. exclusively on your TV. Go Dogs, go!
YourTV.tv is our online home. Find videos, our broadcast schedule, community events, and how you can get involved in your local channel. Visit YourTV.tv. We are truly local.
Chris Bartsch, the head coach of the Niagara IceDogs, still animated. He's a passionate man, and he's got this team playing hockey tonight. And this is one thing that he can, really demonstrate as a learning lesson for the IceDogs. That, hey, look you stay the course, pay attention to details, play smart in all three zones. This is your team identity. The game they played tonight, this is your identity. Now stick with it.
Trying to carry this one home are the Ice Dogs with 5:45 to go here in the third and running. Brampton hoping for one of those miraculous comebacks, and Ice Dogs scored 3 in a row in short order in the second period, and Brampton is hoping to pull the same trick. Here's McGregor. Richmond can't make a play on it, and Spencer will just lift one in on the diagonal. Sean Doherty in on the forecheck, and Doherty's going to get one. It's going to be another power play opportunity for the Steelheads as David Green brings the puck in, and Ice Dogs can't get control of it. Steelheads get the extra attacker on, and some bonus extra man time, and Spencer finally touches it. 5:02 to go, Ed, in the third period, and Steelheads are headed to their fourth power play of the period as Doherty's going.
Yeah, in a row. So there was 5 penalties called to Brampton in a row. Now this is the fourth one, and Doherty's going to get the trip right here, and this is again another opportunity for Brampton to bring it within 2. And you're not feeling, I know it's 5-2, but you're not feeling very comfy, are you? They bury one here. Well, it's a new game.
You ripped me when I said it was 5-1 and the Barry came back. Now all of a sudden you're buying in.
Oh boy. You're gonna, you know what? Our captain Al Galloway is gonna have a talk with you after the game.
Well, it'll be a change from the talks he has with you all the time. So, Witkowski fights to get it in, and Reisnecker is able to backhand one down the ice.
Yeah, interesting footnote on. Keep an eye on Al's tie. He wore that for his wedding day. He's got it on tonight.
Here's a quick shot. Yermolenko save. They score on the rebound. It's another power play goal. And don't roll the credits yet. Witkowski on the power play, making it 5-3.
Yeah, these power plays are paying dividends for Brampton, and they just brought it within 2 here in Niagara. We said they weren't going to go away. Well, they're not. And they're going to get to work on the power play. There's the first save by Yermolenko, and it just kind of goes through his 5-hole there and gets tipped in. There's the save. There's the trickle. And it's 5-3.
So D'Amiglio with a couple of primary assists on power play goals. And Witkowski gets his 4th of the season. Points in 10 of the 11 games. Here's another shot. Yermolenko with a big save made on Nyman, and he's able to hold on.
Nyman does a great job. He opens up to receive this puck, and it's just a quick catch and release that seemed to have got Yermolenko off guard and maybe hurt the netminder, but there's the catch and release, and it hits him right in the melon. And you could see that Yermolenko kind of shakes it off a little bit. And those shots hurt, because with the helmet like that, it rings your whole bell.
Yep. Had the presence of mind, though, to cover up the rebound, which was important. Now, normally you're supposed to stop the game when a goalie gets hit like that in the mask with a shot. Yermolenko covered that up. Well, so he looks okay, and the Steelheads are more than okay as they're looking to continue on this comeback trail. 2 power play goals here in the third period have cut the 5-1 lead to 5-3 as we're inside 4 minutes to go, and the referees are imploring the players to move the puck as now 6 of them are in the corner and the puck is in there somewhere, and the referee not blowing it down. IceDogs will be happy to keep it there for as long as possible. Del Elche almost had it, and now we've got Patton knocking down Zada. Zada poked it forward. Here comes Ryerson Edgar. He's away. Kevin He and Zada with him. Edgar and He got their signals crossed as it's dumped down low, and Nyman is there. He looks to play it forward, and it's banked smartly. Nice play made by Spencer, lead pass, and it's Green coming in with a shot, and that's turned aside by Yermolenko. David Green had the opportunity. All of a sudden, Ed, the shots are tied at 24. And we'll look to see maybe when Zach Bowen comes out of the net. Oh my goodness, Peter Green just got nailed with a beautiful hip check by Frolov. Picture perfect. Spencer will settle behind his net with a stretch pass, and Wasselin tipped it into the Brampton bench, and Wasselin and Guy will come together. 2:45 to go, Ed, in the third.
What a hit by Frolov. You don't see that a lot anymore in the game of hockey, that hip check where you just get a piece. Right? That's the oldest thing in hockey. You don't have to put him in the upper row, just get a piece of him. Frolov does a great job here. Shuffle, shuffle, boom, get a piece of him. Wow, what a hip check that is. That's old school.
That was more than a piece.
Yeah, that was a...
Who was the one who had the... Serge Savard had a pretty good hip check back in the day. It's kind of a lost art, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I remember Dennis Podvet had a pretty good hip check, too. I'm trying to think of guys that were known for that. Al just whispered in my ear, Eddie Shore.
Well, here's Robrick with a hard shot turned aside by Bowen. Known for a lot of things, Eddie Shore. Here's McGregor Richmond playing it forward. Stankoven stripped from behind by Patterson, poked forward. Opportunity perhaps if Patterson can get the legs going. He's one-on-one with Von Richter, who made a very nice play. David Green in again, and it's rolled wide of the net. And Patterson tries a little timing play for Wasselin, who had a little trouble getting there. David Green, cross ice. Stankoven stood up by Patterson as he shoots it in. Very surprising yet to see Zach Bowen remaining in the net for the Steelheads, and we're going to get it called on a hand pass with 1:46 to go in the third.
Yeah, Niagara still has some work to do here to get out of the Meridian Center with 2 points, and they've worked hard. I've liked Brampton. They've had a lot of bright side to their game here. At the end of the day, it came down to details, but you can see Brampton's closing that gap on the shot clock, 24 to Niagara's 25.
Came in, Ed, with 10 shots in the third period. Shinowski will lift one in, 100 seconds to go here in the third as Fibiker plays one. He's out front of his own net, turned it over, and it bounced in on Bowen, who had to be very alert to make a save. Bowen now is going to head to the bench, and the Steelheads will get the extra attacker on. Minute 20 to go, and Brampton can't get it in deep. Shinowski, and it was spinning away from the net, and IceDogs felt that they had prevented an icing call, but Ray Smith, I don't know if he's going to win that argument or not.
Well, Smith made it a race, that's for sure. And you could see the effort by 43 to try to beat this out. And the Steelheads are going to get rewarded here and get an offensive zone face-off. And this is a big, big face-off.
So I just got a note from Reno Berardi, who watches our broadcast, and I'm going to need help with this one. Hilliard Barnes, he said, was a master of the hip check, and I'm going to have to go into my history books to find that name. How about you?
Yeah. What era was that?
I don't.
You see both coaches going to the whiteboards here and drawing up crucial face-off assignments here. It's
Hilliard Graves, sorry. Does that help you?
It's a situation here where Niagara's got to win this face-off and get the puck out of danger, and James Richmond going, okay, win it back, get it to the D, some net front, and just get a nice low shot on Yermolenko. Try to get a puck to the net that he's not going to see.
So Hilliard Graves had a long NHL career, believe it or not. California Golden Seals, Atlanta Flames, Vancouver Canucks, back to the Atlanta Flames, and the Winnipeg Jets. How about that? There you go. Now that is deep research, and thanks to Reno for the name. 1 minute to go in this one as Brampton out of the timeout, and we're going to get a whistle on a hand pass with 59.1 seconds to go in the third.
I like Niagara's details on that face-off. You thought that Brampton was going to get to the setup, but it was just some good puck pressure that led to a whistle here, and probably killed maybe 14 to 15 valuable seconds.
Bowen back in the net. Now he's going to hustle to the bench again. Von Richter shot right on Yermolenko. He'll hold on to it. You think Yermolenko was thinking of what I was thinking when he grabbed that puck, Yermolenko?
What was he thinking? Oh, maybe go for the empty netter? Was a real strong face-off, by the way, in the neutral zone, where win it back, D to D, get it in the zone, and another timeout called, and this time by James Richmond. We talked about, sorry,
go ahead, Ed.
Both teams going at it here at the less than a minute to go, and you could see some solid structure, 6-on-5 in favor of Brampton, who have a pulled goalie, and it was that little stick detail by Zada, and that's why Tampa Bay signed Zada, because of these little plays. If you're a coach, you could put him on the ice, you can rely on him to make big plays when counted upon, and that's an NHL player, right? He's got the 3 C's. Compete, consistent, character.
Got a little Anthony Cirelli in him, if I wanted to draw a comparison, especially on Tampa, who undrafted, by the way, in the OHL, won an OHL championship with Erie, and then a couple Stanley Cups with Tampa. 52.4 seconds remaining in the third period. Scrambled off the face-off as Zada was dueling with Patton. Brampton net is empty. Zada lifting it down the ice, and it's going to roll wide, and icing will be charged again to Niagara.
By the way, Zada's 12 for 16 on the faceoffs tonight. Talk about something else that he brings to the table for the Niagara IceDogs.
Fourth in goals in the Ontario Hockey League with 9, but those are the skills, as you said, Ed, that will carry him towards the National Hockey League. Stankoven and Patterson on the draw. Clean face-off win. Fibiger back for Von Richter. Slides one down low. One-timer whipped through the blue ice and out the other side by Avery. Avery's going to chase down a puck. Tried to spin one out front. Kevin He with a move. He has a shot at the empty net, and he hits it. Well, turn the lights off and carry me home. Kevin He has just provided the insurance for the IceDogs, and it's 6-3.
You have a hockey player like Kevin He, who has just played a 200-foot game here this evening in Niagara, and he gets rewarded. Nice, nifty little play, safe play to get that puck into the net, and he has been so strong for Niagara, and I'm telling you, he wears the C for a reason, and players have really picked up on his energy and committed to 200 foot, and tonight's a great example of that overall team effort, and it starts with their captain.
So Brampton certainly threw a scare into Niagara with a couple of power play goals. One by Von Ritker and one by Witkowski. Cut a 5-1 lead to 5-3, but the IceDogs will gain their third straight home victory as they defeat the Steelheads and square the season series at 1, and another victory for Vladislav Yermolenko, his 4th of the season. So the IceDogs come on and will mob their winning goaltender and celebrate a 6-3 victory in a divisional matchup over the Brampton Steelheads. As the IceDogs salute their fans. Final score, Niagara 6, Brampton 3. Post-game coming up after this on the OHL tonight on your TV.
I'm Liz. And I'm Kara. We're both registered kinesiologists, and you can join us every Monday through Friday for seated and standing exercise on health and fitness on your TV.